When I left fundamentalist Christianity and Baptist churches, I realized that churches condition its members to believe that how much you spend in the church or give makes you a better Christian. If you've ever been to churches that treated people who gave more money than those who gave little money better, you know what I'm talking about. There's a reason why in the Bible there's a verse, a story about giving in a quiet, ambiguous way. You're not supposed to draw attention that you're giving, that you're donating, volunteering. It's supposed to be a quiet thing. And for the most part, I would say it definitely is. Most people don't put up on a billboard or scream to everybody or tell everybody how much they give, but it's pretty evident by who is in charge. The people who give the most time, the most money, are in the leadership positions. Why is this a bad thing? I mean, it doesn't have to be. Obviously, people who spend more time at the church and give more of their life are probably going to be the leaders. But it's in some churches that I've been to, especially Baptist churches, it's kind of a way to buy yourself in to the influential, powerful, elite people. If you're always at church, they think you must be a good person. I mean, I thought that as a child. I'm not going to lie and say I didn't. The more you're in the church, the more people think you're a godly, good, decent human being, worthy of respect and worthy of everything else. What's really sad is that there is nothing that proves you're a decent person besides consistent behavior, integrity. And even then, who knows? I mean, behind closed doors, anyone can be anything. You can be an employee of the prevention of suicide hotline for women during the day and at night kill women. I think that was Ted Bundy. You don't know if your coworker is a decent human being. You don't know if your pastor is. However, when it comes down to it all, I'm a little bit more wary of people who call themselves godly, conservative, Republican, because the majority of perverts and predators are on the right side, or at least say they believe in conservative values. And that's why the more time, the more physical labor, the more money you give, the more you're going to be viewed as a godly person. And who knows? Who actually knows if you're a decent human being? There's no God. There's no brownie point system. You don't get to heaven because you believe in one little thing. And it's really sad that people who really care about the church, who can't give more time, money, and physical labor than they do, aren't held with the same level of respect, nor have access to power like people who basically sell themselves to the church. And I've known a few that it's like they live there. They were never not there. And volunteering is a good thing. Even if it's not religious, it's a wonderful thing. As long as you don't have ulterior motives and it's not a social club. Because church is not supposed to be a social club. I mean, it can be a family. It can also be the most toxic family imaginable. I've been in 5 of those churches. But giving to get something is not love. It's not anything that people think it's going to turn into. I mean, it's always possible to give in order to get, but that's not really the Christian spirit. You're supposed to give without expecting anything in return. And really, that's the whole point. You want people to get fed, clothed, and have a better life. You don't do it in order to be recognized, gain authority, power, and elite status. You just want to be a decent human being who cares about their neighbors. But in these churches, it's very much like a social club. And it's real sad. It's real sad how people spend their entire life looking for happiness and family in a religion. And I'm not saying you can't find family in religion, but do you really want to? Because at any time, if you tweak or change your opinion, your views, your beliefs, you will probably lose all those people who claim to love you. Because religious love is very conditional. If you start supporting a group of people that Christians don't support, like gay people, divorced people, trans people, you might see that conditional love dry up. I've seen people lose their jobs, their entire identity, because they change their mind. Do you want to know how conditional this kind of thing is? Change your beliefs. This family that you think worships the ground you walk on will avoid you like the plague. My family, yeah, they may still talk to me, but at the end of the day, they won't talk about anything that isn't Christian, and they'll make everything about God. But I mean, they announce and say, oh, I want to do this. I want to announce this. But they're not happy when I do that. They don't support me. But as long as you're giving in order just to be a decent human being with empathy and compassion, fine. But don't do it if you're trying to get recognition, get in the in-group, get noticed. Because that's not godly behavior. That's not how Jesus said you're supposed to give. That's the opposite. Jesus condemned people who did things in order to get recognition. That's not the purpose of any Christian behavior. But good luck getting the Baptists to see it that way. They have to outdo each other. And it's just so sad. I mean, if you're going to be competitive like that, I mean, being competitive isn't a bad thing. But when you want to give the most to get the most, that's not the reason you give. That's not the reason why you care about people. And it's a social club. There's very little spiritual change or internal reflection. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance. But if you give to get, that's like giving a Christmas present expecting something in return. Yeah, sure, it's nice to receive, but I don't give gifts to get gifts. That's not the reason you give. Or else, it's kind of like a transaction. And yeah, Christianity's known for their transactions, but that's not really the time and place for these transactions.